If you've been steadily building your retirement savings and you're hoping to have the option to retire early, but most of that money sits in accounts that you can't easily access yet, then this video is for you. So today, we're going to talk about the hidden access problem that many early retirees don't see coming, how a bridge account helps you fund your early retirement safely, and the simple steps to start building one yourself. Because many people who did everything right still run into one frustrating problem. They spent decades being responsible, maxing out their 401k, funding their Roth IRA, and building serious retirement savings. And then they look at the balances and think, we're on track. And they probably are. But here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. A large portion of that money is locked. It's locked behind IRS age rules. It's locked behind penalties and locked behind tax timing. So the real retirement question, especially if you want to retire early, isn't how much have we saved? It's how much can we actually use when we need it? That gap between savings and access is where early retirement plans quietly fall apart. And solving that gap requires something that most people never build, a bridge account. And building ours is what has made early retirement possible for us. When we retired, we didn't just stop working and hope that the math worked. We built our income plan in layers. We have retirement accounts for long-term compounding, and Social Security is future income floor. And then our bridge account is the income for the years in between. Think of it like crossing a canyon. You don't leap and hope. You build the structure first. We actually lived this transition ourselves. So for more than 15 years, my husband did everything by the books. He maxed out his 401k, he funded both IRAs, and we thought we were doing everything right. But then he turned 50, something changed. He had just stepped away from a career that he spent 25 years building. And as we looked closer at our plan, he realized something important. That if we truly wanted the option to retire in our 50s, we couldn't keep sending all of our savings into accounts that we couldn't easily access. So he made a decision that surprised me at first. He said, I'm done prioritizing the 401k. We need to focus on building our brokerage account, our bridge. And once he explained it, it made complete sense. The path had been sitting right in front of us. We just hadn't seen it yet. So for the next 5 years, we intentionally built that bridge. And it wasn't easy. We lived through sharp market drops, strong recoveries, and long stretches of uncertainty. That experience taught us something powerful. Markets will always move in cycles, but having a bridge in place keeps those cycles from controlling your life. Now let's talk about what a bridge account is. It's a taxable investment account designed specifically for early retirement years and built to fund life before penalty-free income begins. It's not an emergency fund, it's not a high-risk growth portfolio, and it has one mission: to provide reliable income during the gap years. And the size of that gap determines everything. Because most retirement accounts have age gates. If you withdraw before age 59 and a half, you could face a 10% early withdrawal penalty, plus ordinary income taxes. So someone who saved responsibly for decades and built, say, $800,000 in retirement accounts might still struggle to fund early retirement safely. On paper, they look prepared. In practice, much of that money isn't accessible yet. A bridge account solves that problem. It lets retirement accounts stay protected while you live off accessible funds. Let's start with step one, which is calculating your gap years. We're going to take your retirement age and your penalty-free access age. So for example, if you want to retire early at age 52 and your access retirement funds penalty-free is 59 and a half, that gap is 7.5 years. And that gap is your bridge length. Now, step 2 is the rule of 5 safety formula. Now, here's a practical shortcut. Multiply your annual lean expenses by 5 because most early retirement stress happens in those first 5 years. So, for example, if your lean expenses is $60,000 per year, your bridge target is $300,000. Now, this covers what we call the danger zone. It's not guesswork, it's risk management. Step 3. Now let's build that structure. We're going to use the 3-bucket bridge system. In bucket 1, we have the pavement, the immediate spending. Its purpose is for daily living expenses, and the time frame is 2 to 5 years. So for example, we keep roughly 30 months of bridge income in short-term treasury funds like SGOV. This is so that our daily living isn't affected by market swings. Bucket 2 is the reinforcement, your stability layer. The purpose is cushion and modest growth. This bucket is typically funded with bond funds and CDs. That time frame is 3 to 5 years. It absorbs shocks and provides durability. Now, it's not flashy, but crucial. And bucket 3, it's the growth engine. Its purpose is long-term funding, and the time frame is 6+ years. So for example, our long-term growth sits in investments like VOO and companies like Berkshire Hathaway and VXUS, which we can leave untouched during downturns. And remember, this bucket strategy is flexible to your plan. You design the buckets and the time frame that suits you, because there is no one-size-fits-all strategy. This structure protects retirees from one of the biggest hidden risks. If markets fall early in retirement and you must sell investments to cover your expenses, you lock in losses permanently. That's called sequence risk, and it can derail your retirement fast. A bridge account prevents that. You live off the stable layers while growth assets recover. There are multiple paths to a strong bridge. Some people build bridges with large cash reserves, rental incomes, dividend portfolios, pensions, and even part-time jobs. They use different materials. They have the same goal: strength, stability, and flexibility. Early retirement isn't about extreme wealth. It's about dependable access to income. A bridge account turns your savings into structure, and structure creates your freedom. The bridge account is what helped us turn our savings into freedom, and it might just be the missing piece in your plan too. If you're working towards early retirement, drop a comment and let us know. Are you still building or already crossing your bridge? We'd love to hear where you're at. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.